Good morning, and we are at the Pittsburgh Zoo. Did Kenwood last night. Time to check some things out before our flight back to Orlando. So we're going to go to the Pittsburgh Zoo. Me and Molly, we're big zoo people. Love the zoo.
We do.
And let's check this out. Interesting entrance. I guess you go up a giant escalator. All right, let's go and have some fun at the Pittsburgh Zoo. Yep, it's very interesting. Once you get to the zoo, that's what it is. You're greeted with a giant escalator. A la like Universal Studios Hollywood. That's what gives me the vibe. This is awesome, guys. We're here in the aquarium section, and the polar bear is swimming, and there's one of these big underwater tunnel things. So this polar bear just swam right over me. Very, very cool. Is there a shot of sort of the exhibit area from down below? Oh, cool. So we're now in the above ground polar bear area, and get ready for this, because this is going to be an awesome shot right here. Yeah.
He's so adorable. I just want to.
And they have a second polar bear too. The other guy walking around on land. Really big. I learned something today. This is a polar bear trap, and they have a cool sign here that tells you all about it, where sometimes it's necessary to relocate a polar bear that persistently feeds from the town's trash barrels, and then the polar bear is captured in one of these things and released in a different section of the town. And this is what a polar bear trap would look like.
Well, it can't get me though, right?
Here is the park's Siberian Tiger, which are beautiful animals. Just hanging out facing big tiger too. Also, I will say that their exhibit for the tiger is really nice. It's very, very spacious. I can't get the whole thing, but there's a waterfall down there. And the tiger has a lot of room to go and play. And he's very, very pretty. And he's eating a bush. So we're over here by the ape exhibit where they have a little guy in display. And I'm guessing this is the gorilla exhibit. They got a bunch of them over there. But so the star of the show here is the little guy. Hanging out on top of a rock. Check it out, the Palmer leopard here. They have a bunch of these types of animals here. We saw them, some of the other ones earlier. But this one's cool because he is walking around. It's also beautiful. Had to turn the camera back on because they have a little leopard too. It's adorable.
Do you wanna? Yeah.
He's coming right over. Oh! Isn't a trip to the zoo without seeing the lions. And a couple interesting things here. Normally the lions are always sleeping. This guy, he is just straight up posing right there. And then really interesting for me, I go to a lot of zoos, they have 2 male lions in the same pen. And that's something you never see. So I found that interesting. Well, he looks like he's about ready to nap. All right, rhinos. Check out the horn on this rhino. That is very, very impressive. They got another one over there.
Trevor, don't hurt it all over. Trevor, if you drop it, it's gone. That's all I'm telling you.
Very neat. Over here by the Komodo dragon, who's up and doing stuff. Just doing the tongue thing, climbing on the wall. Very neat.
What is that?
A dragon.
A dragon.
Quite possibly the cutest animal around. The red panda. He's on an adventure. Climbing around. So cool. His friends over here. Again, this is one I think a lot of times I end up seeing sleeping at the zoo, to see them actually wandering around, and he's up there eating.
He's down here.
Very cool. Over here by the Farc Sea Lions, and they've got a nice little sea lion exhibit. What's interesting, not this one, the other sea lion, this guy's a massive sea lion. Very, very big. I wish he'd pop out of the water to show you how big he is. Come on up, come on up. But the exhibit over here is actually really nice. We got a nice waterfall and a fountain. There he is. And it's just very, very pleasant. And then I love this, that they have a great bronze statue here of, you know, a couple kids meeting a sea lion as well. But pretty section of the park. So it's neat because they also have underwater viewing for their sea lions. Unfortunately, the glass is kind of scratched up. Scratched up really bad, so they probably need a new pane of glass. But underwater viewing is pretty neat. And here comes the little one. Whee! So this is pretty neat. We're in the Kids Kingdom section, and they've got the deer yard where you just walk by, and there's deers, like this guy's right here, drinking water out of the rock. And it's kind of neat. Because if they come, like, if they walk near the pathway, you can pet them, and it's really, really cool. And you get to be very, very close to deer, so I like this a lot.
So cute.
This is awesome. This one, they like to lick, you put your hand out, and it'll come over and lick you. How cool is that? So this part's kind of cool, but kind of disappointing. We're over here on this side, there's a beaver. On this side of the bridge. And then if you go to the other side of the bridge, there's river otters. And river otters are one of my favorite animals in the zoo. And unfortunately, they're both sleeping. Oh, one just got up. Yay! He must have heard I was here.
Inside he goes.
Up, and he's going in his little home. Man, I would love to see a river otter go down this little river otter water slide. But again, a very nice exhibit here. Oh, that one woke up. He must have heard his friend going inside. Look how cute he is. That is an adorable animal. But I really like how this exhibit is done. You know, it's very pretty. I mean, it's simple, but it's well done. We're now here in the kangaroo yard, another one of the walkthrough exhibits where you go on a path and you got to go through the double doors. But this one's really cool because much like one of our home parks in Busch Gardens in Tampa, the kangaroos can walk right up to you. And interesting, until that guy laid down over there, they were all up. And normally, I love Busch Gardens because they have a million kangaroos and wallabies and things like that. But most of the time they're sleeping. Here, they're all up and awake. That guy up there, the littler kangaroo, scratching. So the name of the attraction here is the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium. And now I know why, because we're now in the PPG Aquarium part, which is this big size aquarium with lots of cool tanks. Again, the innovation they have here is really, really neat. I love it. It's a very, very pretty zoo to walk around. And like over here for the kids, they've got another touch tank like you see it a lot. But you can take that underwater tunnel there, and then you could go like have the fish and the stingrays and stuff like right on top of you. And it's really, really neat. You can touch them, you can go right next to them, and just the innovation, again, very, very cool. And they've got a giant big old tank here, which is home to some funny looking fish. There's that guy, this big fish, that ugly fish. Over there's a moray eel, which are really, really cool animals. And it's cool too because the moray eels just sort of swim around. Normally you'll always see them in their tubes and their tunnels, but he was full body just swimming around. A whole bunch of fish up there. Very cool exhibit here. They have a little tiny cuttlefish here, which I always thought are really cool. They're very much reminiscent of like an alien species you'd see in a movie with their weird little mouths. But very cool. Also, it's tiny. Like, here's my hand, and there's that cuttlefish. Penguins! Yes, as you know, one of my favorite animals. Penguins. And they've got a bunch of penguins. And I like it too. A lot of the zoos, they'll have like the African penguins, and they'll put them outside because it's a little bit easier. These, they have the real Antarctic style penguins that you'd see at a SeaWorld, like the Rock Hoppers and the Gen 2s. Unfortunately, it's kind of tough because it's so cold in there, and it can't be that cold out here. The glass does kind of fog up a little bit. But still, gotta love a good penguin exhibit. Over here in the aquarium section, they're home to some electric eels, which is one you don't see all that often at zoos and aquariums. Guys, check this out. This is a hellbender, which is America's largest salamander. And I thought it was a log, but what an interesting looking animal this thing is. A very, very, very pretty, but also very sleepy cheetahs. Now over here in the African section, home to, of course, zebras, giraffes, and then way off in the distance, some elephants. Big looking elephant. A cool exhibit here, and also right behind me is one of the park's big restaurants, the Jumbo Grill. So you can get your food, come out on the patio, and then as you're eating your meal, hang out and watch zebras, giraffes, and elephants, which is really neat. So now over here in the island section, which feels like a newer part of the park, and I like this. This is a Visayan warty pig, which is definitely a funny looking kind of animal. This little schnoz digging around in the dirt. It seems very excited with its tail.
That was a baby.
Which one?
Small. I mean, like, it's not a baby, but
Yep,
it looks much
smaller than the others. That one over there. Anyway, one little, oh, peace, time to take a nap. Still here in the island section, and this is a clouded leopard. Just hanging out on the top of his tree. Scratch his nose. They're not being too fun right now, but the Siamese here have a really, really nice exhibit. Big giant lakes, and you can see them up there. Tons of ropes to swing around on. Nice exhibit here. I'm assuming this island section is probably pretty new. Them in their giant arms. So we're out here in the tropical forest exhibit, which is actually the park's kind of the park's primate house. Looking at some gibbons. And again, it's a kind of cool exhibit because it's in this giant, it's just a giant biodome kind of thing. And each section has different primates from all over the world, South America, Africa, things like that. Okay. This guy's awesome. This is a blue monkey.
And touch it and go out.
Look at his adorable cheeks. And
Go out.
that is such a cool animal. Big old pretty ostrich. Also home to some springbok over here. You can see the springbok over there in the distance. Cool little horns he's
Look
got.
at those big muscles.
And the ostrich is wandering away.
Now you see why one of his...
This is a fantastic sign. This way to indoor viewing of elephants. Those not wishing to smell elephants go this way. That's hilarious. The zoo is home to a snow leopard and is currently sleeping. Oh! He's having little cat dreams. But he's sleeping in an adorable pose there. So over here in the kids section, they have some really great slides in this big giant playground here. Like, look at the size of that slide. It starts all the way up there and comes all the way down here, and they got a couple of these big giant slides. That's cool. More cool stuff here in the kids kingdom. There's a whole little kind of bridge you could walk over. I don't think there's any animals down below, but it's still neat. And it's got some good movement too. So we're still in the kids zoo area, and I wanted to show you this. This is a big indoor pavilion. I imagine they probably rent it out for private events and things like that all the time. But again, really cool design. You walk in and there's this giant waterfall, and then you go under the rockwork here, and you're in one of these wraparound aquariums with a big old funny looking fish. That is a funny looking fish. Over here we have a Madagascar giant day gecko, and he's got beautiful coloring, and he's just hanging out on the wall. That's really, really cool. Another piece of really, really cool design is here. They have a baobab tree, which if you've ever been on Kilimanjaro safaris, they will gladly bash into your head what that is. But this one, there's a big giant slide down the middle of it. Meerkats, which are unfortunately sleeping. But again, this exhibit's awesome because they have tunnels that kids could climb into and pop up over there and pop over there. And I mean, it seems like a substantial tunnel because you enter over here and the things are all the way over there. Like, this is there's definitely some climbing involved going from that hole there all the way back to that pot over there. But cool, interesting design. Molly was curious, and she's now a meerkat. Didn't notice this, but you could also be a meerkat down there. So you see these in some of the different airports, but they have it here at the zoo too. If you have a water bottle, you can just fill it up by putting the water bottle right over there. So not only is the zoo home to the little tiny river otters we saw earlier, but they're also home to sea otters, the much larger kind of otters. Oh, they're the ones that use their tummies as tables to eat little clams and stuff. Look at these guys. Aww. Cool. Otters are one of my favorite animals, so I really like this. I guess it's time to expand here at the Pittsburgh Zoo, as we got construction equipment everywhere. And according to this, it's something called Jungle Trails, which will be home to a giant anteater, which are awesome animals. Ocelots, which are also very cool animals, and pygmy hippos, which are, again, another really cool animal. So I've really enjoyed the zoo, and they seem to be expanding with a couple of new things coming soon. You know, it says coming in 2016, but seeing as it's October, not sure if they're going to hit that one. One thing's nice that the zoo offers, they have a tram that runs. So in case you're older and you got to the back of the zoo and you don't want to walk to the front of the zoo, they have a tram that'll take you that way. So this is interesting. They have a little section of like coin-operated like rides like you would find outside of a supermarket. It's just very, very interesting, and Big Bird and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, they have a carousel as well, because pretty much any zoo has a carousel now. Not an especially interesting or nice carousel, but they do have carousel. Still in their children's zoo, and I love this. This is something I have not seen. They have a naked mole rat tunnel system, so the little kids can come in and play like a naked mole rat through a series of tunnels and tubes and stuff like that. It's really, really interesting, quite large too. It's 3 different levels of tubes and tunnels. And then a big slide. I went down the big metal slides. I don't need to go play in the naked mole rat tunnel. Also, the big metal slide's super fun. Mine was very fast. Molly's was slow because it was wet.
It was wet.
Hey, Molly, want to ride the chipmunk?
Nope, not again.
Again, another one of these big bridges and waterfalls. A very pretty zoo they have here in Pittsburgh. And there's a horse statue up there. So something that's not operating today, because we're here in October, but in their kids section they have the Beaver Lodge log ride, which I have to assume is adorable. And you go around like koi, and there's a swan over there. I think that's pretty neat. And that'll do it for our time here at the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium. I liked it a lot. We were here, we saw the whole zoo. Probably took us about 3 hours or so we were here. Not too expensive to get in. It's only $16, so it's a pretty good. There's no parking fee or anything. So $16 for 3 hours of entertainment. I will gladly take that. Had a good day. I know, Molly, what are your favorite parts here at the zoo today?
The polar bears. I love how the polar bear can swim over you. That was really, really cool, and something that you don't see ever.
No, and it's so rare too. They have a sign there that says the polar bears only swim maybe 10% of their day. So we definitely got really lucky over there. And then, of course, the upper window too, where you got that great picture of me standing right next to the polar bear. And they also had 2 polar bears, which is great. For me, I really like the polar bears. One thing that was a big highlight for me, I love the deer. Going to the deer park and have the deer
lick you.
Yeah, that was really neat.
Their kids area is very well.
Oh yeah, that was very, very nice.
You can tell it's probably the newer section. Well, not the newest section, but a very new section.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
And there's definitely some older sections. Like this feels old, and but some of it feels really new. I had a lot of fun. Red panda was really cool. Those animals are absolutely adorable. And to see them walking around and climbing and eating the tree, that was awesome. So I recommend it. This is definitely a zoo I give a thumbs up to, but I'm a zoo guy. I like zoos. No, it's not, one of the best zoos ever. It's not like the San Diego Zoo and things like that, but it's, it's a lot of fun. I would definitely come back here next time if you want to go to do like a Kennywood weekend trip. This is definitely a good place to go for a couple of hours. So that's it from the zoo. If you have any questions or comments about it, post them in the comment section below. I'll try my best to get back to you. Subscribe for videos from theme parks, zoos, tourist attractions, cruise ships. If I find it cool, if we find it cool and in the loop, maybe you'll find it cool too. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.